name is Carol, and this is a 2012 Ford Transit Connect XLT. I am part-time. I do have bricks and sticks, as you all call it. I had been looking for like 2 years, just thinking, oh, should I or shouldn't I? I'm kind of old or whatever, and I'm like, and then I saw the YouTubes, and I'm like, I'm going for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this one over. Yeah.
And do you mind saying how old you are?
75. Well, I've had it for about 3 years. Time flies, doesn't it? And I slowly worked on it. First I started on my shelf and then the floor and built out from there. But it took me a while because I had some illnesses, and after I got through the illnesses, I said, I'm going to move on with this because when I get better, I'm out of here. I traveled for work and I missed it once I retired. So I had to do it. And your YouTube inspired me, and Dee and Bob Wells and all these YouTubes, and I collected all these ideas and put them all together. This is my first trip out.
Oh, wow.
First meet. I was a little hesitant to do it on my own, and then when I found the ladies group, I'm like, I'm going. I'm really going. I love it. All the people, everybody's so different, but everybody's the same, and they're so willing to share everything, what works for them, what doesn't work for them. Well, I figured since, my whole life I've sewed, I figured I could cut wood. I'm cutting out fabric with scissors. I can cut wood with a jigsaw. I made a paper template the size of the window, and I took the screening, and of course I cut it out after that. I wanted it to come out like this. And I have Velcro all the way around, not just in spots, all the way around. But before I put the Velcro on, I put like a black binding on. And the Velcro's on that. Now, it can come in and out, but with the heat and how that does with the glue on the Velcro, I don't take it out. I can put my Reflectix in here. All I have to do, I don't pick this up. I put the window down halfway and slide it in and put the window up. So this stays in all the time.
Right.
I didn't do one on the driver's side because sometimes I go through a drive-through. This is huge.
Yeah, that may be a truck size.
Well, look how big this is. It's huge.
Yeah, it goes down deep.
And it has the circles, but it has extra fabric. Watch yourself there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so it's got one side silver if you want to reflect the sun, keep it cooler. And then the other side is black. It's much more private because you can tuck it up around the edges. It's got more fabric to it.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, and that goes over the outside then. The top one comes over the top. There you go. That wasn't hard.
No, I don't get in on my knees. I do not recommend getting in on your knees. I just put my hand here and I step up on the step. The very beginning, the first thing I did, and my carpentry isn't that great, but it worked. When they took the cage down, there was 2 factory threaded holes. And I thought all I needed to do was get longer bolts, the same threads, and I could build a shelf supported by this board that I put through with the bolts. So I extended this shelf. I made the shelf, cut it all to fit, and it's anchored over the one that comes with the van with just L brackets. And you could actually hang on this if you had to.
Okay, that's the end of the shelf right there?
Yes, that's the end of it.
And you've extended it that far.
This far.
That's
back
huge.
Behind the seats. I have lots of room. I tried a regular curtain rod and it was too flimsy, so I got a dowel. And since where I put the hooks in here, I screwed it into here, but I wanted it to come all the way over for as much privacy as I could. I used these kind of curtain hooks, so I could put 1 or 2 or 3, or maybe that's what I put on this side of it. And when I go to bed at night, well, it's tied up right now, I just throw them over the seat. What's nice about it is because I do keep jackets on the front seat or my Atlas, it just covers everything up. My food, I have the cooler here. I have a little Coleman 1-burner stove. I keep my clothes in these and in packing cubes. Packing cubes are the greatest. I love them. I can sit here and grab everything. I can reach everything. Last night I turned this little light on if I needed it. There's one over here. There's lights everywhere. I do have one that goes up here, needs to be recharged. I have 2 rechargeables, and they're 3-speed. Opolar. And they're nice. They can clip on, but they also stand. And I have this thing. I know it looks funny, but when the door's shut, this fits down there, and I put my dirty shoes in it.
Oh, how nice. It uses that space where the floor drops down.
I measured little places and purchased accordingly. These are from Dollar Tree. Going through the handle and the bungees. People say, but you can't stand up. No, I can't. But I also realized that, especially on this trip, that camping is outside of your vehicle. You only sleep in your vehicle. I mean, everything is dual purpose. This is not really a pillow. It's a sleeping bag. This is not really a pillow. This has started the whole black and white thing. This is a blanket hoodie. My bed is a cot from Walmart.
Oh.
I learned this on YouTube too, because I had built one, and the wood was too hard for me with my back. This has a little mattress, and then I put another one, and then instead of a regular sheet, it is a regular sheet, but I made a huge pillowcase and slid both mattresses in, so I don't have to fuss with that. Okay, the potty is an interesting thing. I have a 3-gallon bucket. At night, I just pull it out and put it here. Because in the middle of the night, you need this.
Right.
I have a spare here. I have the pine chips.
Yeah, those are nice. Pine or wood or even paper pellets.
Well, of course, I have this little first aid kit. More first aid stuff. Kind of fits here nicely.
3.5-gallon bucket
with the
fits
lid.
with the lid. Fits nicely under there.
It does. It's grabbing on it. And then I have the bin that I brought some food in. That fits under there. And then this will fit right here. And then over here, I just had an extra one of these. And these 2 back here are garage, garage. The floor is a piece of plywood that is glued down to the high ridges in the floor. So I made myself a cardboard template. And traced it out with a magic marker, and then I jigsawed it out. While I had the wood off, I had purchased the vinyl from a store place, and I said, do you have any remnants? They showed me the remnants. It was $24. Of course, with this wall being in here, stuff can get stuffed behind there. It's just handy things I might need. This is my vinegar and water all labeled, and the name tags I brought for everybody to use. Dollar Tree again. These are the right baskets. And I thought, okay, how can I keep them up there? So I just put it through the openings for the handles, this bungee. And it's really nice because I can put things behind the bungee and in front of the bungee.
I like that you have a cutting board.
I do, and it doesn't move because of this shelf liner. I kept it simple with a sink. I wanted running water because that was going to be easy. And it's just one of those $13 things that goes on top of the big jug. I have a big jug.
How many gallons is that?
You know, I forget, but it's a pretty big thing. This cabinet was purchased on Amazon. I had to cut out the bottom for the wheel well that's behind there. I used L brackets to attach this to the floor too. I think you know how they say measure twice, cut once? I think I measured 68 times because once I screwed the L brackets to the floor, I didn't want to have to take it up again. And I have them going in instead of out, so there's nothing to trip on. This cabinet, and these are ponytail hair things.
Of course.
I built this little shelf to put the stove on because I didn't want any space above it. I wanted the space below it. I mean, why waste all that space? So once again, Dollar Tree to the rescue, my little drawers. They're not really drawers, they're baskets. And cutting mats go under, and drying mat there, and more down here. And everything had to fit around the wheel well. And I do have quite a few things in here. This is one thing that I just did this time. I have all this, and all this. And this is what some food is in because it has little clips.
Right, it closes.
And I had this extra. Well, I have my kitchen cabinet right here. My plates and things. I have another jug of water down here. I have my Bluetti down here. I think it's a 500. I charge the fans, I charge the watch, I charge the phone. Basically, that's all. There's a kind of a void where the door is here. So here's the table and the solar panels down here.
I think it's right there, isn't it? Yeah.
Stop dreaming. Just do it. I mean, if you're physically able, because it might become a day that you're not, peace and tranquility of it. To be perfectly honest, the moment I got in my van to leave for this trip, I felt like a different person. And I don't really have any pressure on me at home, but it's like, I'm going someplace different. I'm going to meet a bunch of nice ladies and we're going to share ideas. The future for me is I definitely want to do more meetups because that's fun. There's nothing like it. I just cannot describe it, how great it is. And the freedom, and you forget about anything else that's going on in your life, but you're having fun now. You know, we were dancing and taking the boat ride over there and sharing the meal and sharing of other ideas. This is really important, and anybody that's hesitant should just do it because you'll learn from everybody else. If you join and go to a meetup, you'll learn from everybody else. And the biggest thing you'll learn is not to be afraid. It'll work and you can do it. And I've seen some ladies here that are doing it a lot older than me. And I just think it's amazing. I think it's wonderful that they're not letting anything stop them.